Hey everybody, hope you guys are all doing okay. Welcome back to Let's Play Chronicon. Just a little worried right now because OBS seemed to take a very long time before finally recognizing the Chronicon window. Hopefully that doesn't cause any issues recording. I will periodically be tabbing to the OBS window just to check. Anyway, that's something for me to worry about. But hopefully it doesn't ruin the video, God. Yeah, so far things seem fine. Alright, here we go. Let's just assume that things are going to be fine, and what we're going to do is, this episode, we are going to be spending basically the whole episode farming for true legendary items. Now there are a couple things that I'm going to do to help myself along the way. First thing is I'm going to continue what I was doing the last episode, which is I'm going to limit myself to only fighting two bosses. One of them is Oak Storm, and the other one is that that woman that fires those red lasers. Because those are the only ones that we can easily and reliably kill. What I'm also going to do is, I'm going to adjust my loot filters. Because I don't want a whole bunch of stuff that I don't need cluttering up oh god, the ground in the game. Sorry, I'm hesitating because just as I started recording, now somebody outside my window is operating, I think, a leaf blower or something else that's loud. God, man, it's always just when you start, like, everything's so quiet. Like, the whole hour preceding this was just perfect, blissful silence. As soon as I start, that's when all of the, you know, people are like, this is when I'm gonna go around, blow these leaves. Yeah, blow them good. I don't know. I've never really gotten the whole obsession with, like, they're just leaves, man. Just leave them be. Leave the leaves. What are they gonna do to you? Anyway, that's a whole other video. Me complaining about all the yeah, what they don't do it that often. It's just that for some reason it seems that they only do it when I happen to be doing something, or, you know, whatever. I'm sure eventually I will find it in my heart to forgive them. For now, let's just dive in and do some greater boss anomalies. Yep, this is one of the ones that we're not doing, because it's a long, multi-stage fight that will frequently get me killed. And again, the game feels like it's running slowly. Don't know what's causing that. Yep, I'm not doing that either, because that one I think we can win fairly reliably, but it's just such a long fight, because, again, it's one of those multi-stage fights. Okay, that's how it's gonna be, huh? Alright. 3 in a row. Okay. Okay, game. This is how it's gonna be. Yeah, why is it so slow? Something is... I know I had to reset some of my OBS settings after one of the OBS updates, because it had reset some things to its default setting, I guess. So maybe... Oh, no, I thought this was different. I thought this was the other castle guy. So this guy's gonna kill us. That's not even the boss, by the way. That's just his minions. So what's gonna happen is he's gonna do some stuff, and then he's gonna start jumping around. And when he starts jumping around, if he jumps anywhere near us, we'll get killed. Oh, easy. Okay, kill this guy. I think we can kill him once. As long as... Yeah, there we go. So what was the upshot of all of that? The upshot of all of that was we got 0 items. Okay. Well, no, we got some of these materials. But we are just on the lookout for true legendaries. Let me this was the room I was looking for, like the dark castle layout. Let me make absolutely sure that I haven't accidentally disabled true legendaries. So it shouldn't alarm you if we have a whole bunch of fights where it seems like, where it feels like we're not getting anything, because true legendaries, of course, are rarer than regular legendaries. So it shouldn't, like I said, it shouldn't be alarming if we have a bunch of fights where it looks like nothing has dropped. Man, that's taking a while. Okay. Oh, but that's something. That's something. Is that something new? Hurt blocker. No, we've found this a bunch of times. You know, one thing I wish it did? I wish that when you clicked on an item, it told you how many times you'd found it. Because that would be the best indicator for whether it's new or not. Oh. So you can see it in this menu. So it says we found hurt blocker 3 times. Obviously, the things that we haven't found, you know, we just haven't found. Like this this Templar item we haven't found. And if we clicked on it and it showed us that we've only found it once, then we could be pretty confident that it's one of the new items. But yeah, we're just gonna end this episode. Just try and see. I wonder. It's possible that when OBS updated, it changed to some different form of recording that's more system resource intensive than what I previously had. Because that's the only thing that I can think that's different between when the game was running smoothly and this very stuttery version of it right now. Yeah, why? Or maybe... I don't know, Is there... What is... So there's a bunch of effects, maybe... Particles? Is that a thing? VSync? Is there something? What if I turn off camera smoothing? What does that do? Well, I don't want to fight this guy again. That felt like it. No. It's still pretty slow in this area. Although I'm not noticing any obvious change. What? Well, I don't want to fight that guy. God damn it, man. It's a 40% chance, but I feel like I'm having extraordinarily bad luck. It's a 40% chance because there are 5 different greater bosses, and there are 2 of them that I'm willing to fight. But over and over again, I'm getting robbed. Are you serious right now? Are you actually serious right now? Dude. Are you fucking kidding? Oh no. This is it. This is how it's gonna go, huh? Finally. Okay, now it looks like the game has sped up again. Okay, let's just wait for this fight to end. This one ended in a nice and timely fashion. Nothing special dropped from it. So we're just gonna continue. Hey, look at that! It's a good fight again. What I'm also gonna do is I'm gonna. What was I spending points on? I think we're basically done putting points into this skill tree. I think what I'll do from now on is I'm just gonna put points into mana. But I'll do it when we have a bunch of points. Okay, so this guy I know how to fight, although you do kind of have to understand what his patterns are. So he throws something on the ground that does this, and then he's gonna do some spinning blades. Gotta dodge those by going up here. He's gonna throw down a damaging mushroom. Okay. That was actually pretty tough. Pretty tough. Alright, and finally we're getting several in a row that are good. Alright. And I'm hoping that when we start putting points into mana, it'll increase our effectiveness both offensively and defensively. I also want to check something. So, hang on, I also want it to drop runes. So let me check if the runes are in a separate place in the loot filter. Because it says... So this is equipment. But does it classify runes as equipment? Or... misc consumables? So maybe... potions... misc? You know what? I think we've got to... What? I think we've got to re-enable legendaries at least. But only true legendaries will be auto-looted. I think that's how this is going to work. Because if it is the case that runes are classified as legendary equipment, we still want to pick them up if they drop. We just don't want to... We don't want... Why is it so slow? That's... Yeah, like, we still want runes to drop, we just don't want to auto-pick them up. We don't want our inventory to fill up with... Oh my fucking god, dude. See, he might actually kill us. Oh, I'm panicking. I'm panicking. Yeah, okay, this is exactly what I wanted. Legendary items are still dropping, but I don't want to pick them up. So if a rune does get generated as loot, we will still see it. It just will not. Okay, yeah, this is bizarre. I'm gonna have to fiddle around with my OBS settings and see if something is causing this to happen. But I'll have to do it in between episodes because I've already started. I cannot do it right. Like, it must be OBS. Like, what else could it be? My hardware hasn't changed. Like, I've installed maybe a couple programs, but they're background programs that aren't really using that much stuff. Yeah, it must be something to do with OBS. Like, it's or maybe again it could be a weird interaction between OBS and my AMD graphics card. I've had some issues with that in the past. Could be that. Hard to say. Man, come on. At least the compression in this video should be a bit better because of how much time we're spending just in the hub area, just going to the same places. See, in here it speeds up. It must be something about particle effects. But I mean, there are no combat effects going on when I'm in the hub area. Particle intensity? Maybe if I like drop that? Is that a thing? I don't know. We'll see. First of all, kill this woman so that I can get the loot. So no nothing, eh? Okay. Well, let me see. Is it something from the game? With extra ambient light? Let's lower. Oh my god, really? Hang on. I'm gonna have to. Oh no. I'm really gonna have to do this 100 times. Bloom and glow, heat distortion. Let's bring all of these down. Water ripple, I don't think that's gonna. I mean, I'll even bring that down to 0, and we'll see if this has any sort of an effect. Well, in here it seems pretty quick, but if I go back home, it still seems pretty quick. Okay. So it seems that one of these graphics settings, for some reason, was just causing issues. So now if I go again, oh yeah, it's night and day. One of those things was causing issues. What I guess should have done was I should have you know what? I'm gonna re-enable the ambient light because the game does seem pretty dark without it. And the rest of it, yeah, the rest of it we can live without. So one of those particle effects, for some reason, maybe there was an update to the game that, or maybe there was an update to my graphics driver that caused certain things to be handled differently. Who knows? Oh yeah, this is so smooth. Oh, it's so smooth that I killed myself. That's fine. But at least at least we solved one mystery. And it wasn't an OBS thing. It might still have been an OBS thing, but we were able to solve it by changing the game settings, which ultimately, you know, however you're able to solve a problem, as long as you're able to solve it in the end, that's what counts. Alright, come on, come on, come on. Yeah. Oakstorm, you humiliated me last time. This time it's personal. Okay, oh no, I'm in a bad place. I'm in a bad place. Oh, he killed me! Oh! How? Oh no. I thought I was sure we were gonna kill him. Jeez, that's rough. Ooh, man, like Oakstorm. Like Oakstorm, like I can't take you off the list of bosses that I can fight, because then otherwise it'll only be that one woman, and that'll be like a 20% chance. No, no, no. I need to play this fight properly. Right. Oh no, no, no. See, these random things falling down, were they always falling down? Alright. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna spend some points. Alright? I am going to spend 22 points. I'm gonna bring mana to 25. And that should give us a bit more damage. It should also give us a bit more defense, but only a bit. This is just us ever so slightly creeping forward. But the good news is enough points and it will start making a significant difference. Easy. So I'm standing here minding my own business. Is something gonna fall on my head? Oh, something is gonna fall. Oh, it's falling on my... I see, it's falling on my companions. My skull companions. And if I'm standing next to them, then I get hit as well. Alright, I think I'm starting to figure it out. For now, though, we're gonna stick with the... I'm gonna stick with this, this arrangement. I don't wanna deal with Doc Maddox bullshit. Don't want. Well, we all knew what this episode was gonna be like. So, you know, there's gonna be phases where the game is just unreasonably, you know, unkind to us when it comes to RNG. Honestly, I'm not even noticing that much of a difference in terms of the animations. Like, I'm sure if I did a side-by-side comparison, I'd be able to tell. But with this, so far, it seems fine. One thing, though, is I'm hoping I'm not leaving stuff on the ground. Let me check my loot filter pretty quick. So legendary, true legendaries are showing up, but In addition, true legendaries should be grabbed by the radial loot as well. Right? That that is something that should happen because I mean I guess we'll find out. I I guess we'll find out. Oh no, come on. I wish our character was strong enough that I could fight, any of the bosses and not have to do this nonsense. But sadly, my character is a pathetic weakling. And just is not very good at her job, unfortunately. Yeah. So if I don't stand next to my companions. Yeah, okay, so it is targeting them. And if I'm next to them, sometimes I'm getting hit by the same things. Oh god. Yeah, what am I talking about? If a true legendary falls and I haven't picked it up, it'll be visible on the map. Like an orange T. So as long as I'm looking at the map, that's how I'll know. I don't need to like look at the items and be like, oh, is it a red? Is it glowing red? Is it glowing orange? No, no. I just need to look at the map. Yeah, it doesn't look like anything has dropped. We'll continue. What do I want out of this episode? It would be nice to find at least one new item. Because another thing is that there might be several episodes where all we're doing is this. Okay, so don't stand on top of the skulls. Oh, no, see, I wasn't doing anything, and then he dropped something on me. I wasn't doing anything that time. And then he still dropped something on me. Oh, no. So maybe this fight is just a little trickier inherently. Maybe I just constantly have to be alert during this fight. Maybe that's just how it goes. He's gonna summon the spinning things. Okay. He's gonna summon something else that underneath me. As long as we've got that. As long as we got that sorted, we're good. And again, nothing true legendary. Nothing truly legendary. Alright. Okay. Good. And then run away when he does that. He's going to summon something else under you and then run away. Alright. Oh, we did find something new. Except it's, and we did automatically pick it up, so that answers that question as well. Well, that's good. That's good to know. We'll continue normally. Oh god, I'm in a very tight spot here. I'm just gonna move away. Because when the spinning stuff happens, oh no. I'm in a very tight spot. Got it. Okay. Well, this might take a while. But while this is happening, let me see how long we've been going. 30 minutes. We will go for about an hour, I would say. At least with this boss fight, I can truly be AFK, you know? I don't really need to worry that, you know, they're gonna break through my defenses and come at me. Because my summons are strong enough to just hold their own. Alright. Well, I'll just continue then. The reason I'm not picking up legendary items, even though I could be selling them, is because there are better ways to get crystals, you know? And I've picked up all of the legendary items that I need. There are no more regular legendaries that I need to find. There are... Well, there's at least one that I need to craft, this helm. But out of the... you know... just legendaries, there aren't any... Well, I mean, other than the seasonal stuff, which you have to do specific things to get. Yeah. So that's why I'm comfortable not picking up legendaries. The only reason I'm even enabling that is because if a rune drops, then I do want to pick that up. But then that'll be very situational. I'll have to see it on the ground, and then I can manually pick that up. We can re-enable the legendary pickups when I start on my next character, but for now, I think this is fine. Although that does mean that I've got to be vigilant and actually take a look at the things that drop, because if a rune does drop, I might miss it otherwise. What? You again? I'm okay with that. Okay. I will spend... Hold X to spend 5. Hold X and then press A. That's a bit of an awkward thing, but I'll do that. And again, that should give us a bit more mana, a bit more damage, a bit more of the damage shield as well. And hopefully, as we keep doing this, we will get some noticeable improvements in our abilities over time. Really though, what we want is to start seeing a significant reduction in the amount of time that it takes for us to... Matt, are you serious? A reduction in the amount of time that it takes for us to kill these bosses. So, Oakstorm, let's see how you like it now that I've increased my stuff even more. Oh, well, we got a direct hit by that one attack of his, but it didn't hurt us as much as previous versions of that did, and it did feel like maybe we killed him a little bit quicker as well. So who knows? So far, just the two true legendaries. So, you know, not exactly getting tons of them. Alright, and then he's gonna summon something under me. Ooh, we killed him before he summoned the thing under me. So maybe we are indeed. Oh, I wanted to go to another one, but I accidentally clicked on the wrong portal. That's okay. And we get you now. Alright. Okay. That's fine. Let's just continue. Don't really care about this guy. Yeah, sure, I'll keep fighting you. Alright, still nothing. But that's okay. We knew this was going to be a long-term goal. Alright. Alright. Again, I'm just going to sit here and, I guess... What... How do I make an episode like this more interesting? I guess we could just talk, we could just chill, you know. We could, Let's talk about Diablo... Let's talk about Diablo 4. So it's a completely random conversation. Oh, we could talk about Path of Exile 2. I haven't played that yet. But I did watch Mr. Llama SC's. You know, I think everybody knows who Llama is, right? I don't need to spend too much time introducing him, but yeah, he's a big Diablo 2 personality on YouTube and Twitch, I believe, and maybe other places. But anyway, so he also plays other ARPGs. And he, I think, was part of the playtesting or like he participated. Oh no, something hit me. I guess I wasn't standing behind the wall carefully enough. Anyway, the long story short, apparently in its earliest incarnation, Path of Exile 2 is very, very, very difficult. Now, Path of Exile is known to be a game that isn't for casuals, but from his description it did seem like maybe it's a bit too much. I mean, well, Path of Exile isn't for casuals, and then also if you're making a new game, you want to somehow differentiate it from the game that you already have, right? You know, to give people a reason to actively seek it out. Because if it's more of the same, then why not just keep playing PoE? I don't know, maybe they wanted to make it like even more of a... Oh, hey, this is... Again, ooh, is this... Is this new? Or... No, no, no. Well, no, that's not. Yeah, this is the 11th time we found it. I don't know why like I thought that was new. But anyway, so I do want to play Path of Exile 2 at some point. Honestly, even like the original Path of Exile, I feel like I'm missing so much because I haven't played it in like 4 or 5 years at least, and I know a lot of the major changes to the game came in the back end, kind of similar to what happened with the Diablo 2 actually, because the biggest stuff that really changed the game, like rune words and all that kind of stuff, came pretty late. And then if you count Diablo 2 Resurrected, which obviously you would because it's the same game. Well, I mean, they sell it differently, and you can play Diablo 2 Classic if you want. Like even with D2R, if we count it as the same game that Diablo 2 was when it was originally made, which I can see why you wouldn't, but I consider it to be essentially the same game. Anyway, but even then, changes came to it pretty late. So that's not uncommon. Like my point is that I don't feel like I've fully appreciated the full Path of Exile experience. And I feel like I would want to, I mean, unless it turns out that Path of Exile 2 is so good that you should just drop everything else you're doing and play that because it's one of the best things ever made, which might be the case. I'll have to see what the verdict is. But unless it's something like that, I feel like I might still want to at least start out by going back to PoE. Not even like seasonal stuff, maybe just starting a casual playthrough and just seeing the sights, seeing the different endgame content. Maybe I don't know if there's like a modded single player version of PoE where I could like just skip straight to the endgame content. I like not having to compete with other players, so I can just like cheat and give myself rare items instead of spending weeks and weeks and months grinding for them. That could be an option, like a crash course. Be like, okay, like I spend one weekend, just going chronologically through the list of updates that the game had. Be like, okay, what new thing was introduced? If it's some new item, I can just I don't know, cheat and give myself the item. I don't know if I'm sure such a thing would exist. Diablo 2 had all kinds of mods. But I don't know. I actually don't know. I've never looked this up. I'll have to I'll have to look it up to see. Because that might be the most feasible way of experiencing the greatest hits of Path of Exile, while also being done with it quickly enough that I can then start playing Path of Exile 2 and playing it properly, with the other players and everything. And even the grind, I was like, I'm talking about getting a modded version to skip the grind, but that's only because I want to see what the like the different items introduced in different updates, and like I have so much to catch up on. But for ARPGs, the grind is actually part of the experience, and that's the challenge, right? You got to make a game where grinding actually feels good, and Path of Exile 2, and this game as well. Although there isn't that much grinding in this game. I say that as I'm literally grinding for true legendaries. But I mean, I don't I don't have to do this, right? I'm just this is an extra thing I've imposed on myself that I want to find all the items and unlock the codex entries. But if all I wanted to do was get all the achievements, I could just stop playing the Warden right now and start on a new character. But I want to at least do this. Anyway, what I was getting at is that Path of Exile definitely made a game where, because the world felt really convincing, the music was good, the voice acting was good, and honestly, like, the balancing in terms of how, at least in the first couple years, how often you found things, like, you know, notable things, was also pretty good. And it also... Oh no, this is also something we've already seen. But yeah, Path of Exile felt... And Diablo 2 was like this as well. Diablo 3 was like this in parts. Like, initially, they got the balancing very, very, very wrong. But the game, in terms of... If you compare it to what it was like when it started, to what it's like now, it's a completely different game. And to some extent, this applies to Diablo 2 as well. There's some huge changes that make the game... Like, if you think about the true version 1.00 of Diablo 2, where I don't even think you could, like, buy mana potions. Like, I'm pretty sure that was a thing. And if you compare it to what it's like, you know, with the final patch post expansion, it's a huge, huge difference. But even with that, the final game is still recognizable as the original game, whereas with Diablo 3, I would say, like, it just is not even recognizable as the same game. Like, fundamentally, it's that different. Yeah, Diablo 4, I played it at launch, or, you know, pretty close to launch. It wasn't great, and they fixed a lot of the problems, but I don't know, man. Like, I kind of just... like, if a big expansion comes out for Diablo 2, I don't know if I trust Blizzard to not make the same mistakes that they made with, you know, the core game. That's not to say that I've completely written them off, it's just that I will wait to see what other people are saying before I decide that it's worth, you know, looking into. Whereas with Path of Exile, I feel like without even having to hear what anyone else is saying, I'm already confident that it's going to be a good thing. Right, so that's, those are my thoughts. Ooh, I picked up something, but I don't think it was a true legendary. Well, obviously it wasn't. Jeez, man, this is harder than I thought it would be. Also, how long have we gone? We are at 49 minutes. Okay. Okay. One option is always I could just do this off screen and then show you the highlights. I mean, that wouldn't feel very satisfying. It always feels more special whenever you're farming for something or whenever you're watching something being farmed, to see the drop happen live, and then even the dry spells, right? They are part of the experience, part of the process. And then they make that final moment feel so much sweeter. At least that's how I feel. So at least a few episodes, I think, we'll spend grinding. And we'll see how it goes. But, I mean, I've just got to warn you, it'll get to the point where it will become very difficult for me to commentate because nothing novel is happening in the game itself. Ooh, did he kill me? He did kill me. I took my eye off that. That's on me. Took my eye off and then I paid the price. Alright. Let's continue. Again, we'll end at about an hour. I tell you what, if before this hour ends... What is this thing? Why is there a broken barrel? That's bothering me. Why hasn't anybody... Not a barrel, a crate. At first I thought this was like a weird staircase, but no, it's a crate which has just been like slashed through or burned or something. I don't know. Was it always there? I don't know. A weird thing to notice just like randomly, but it's just... Oh, it's different now. Oh, I guess it... And then next to it isn't a barrel, but it's a... Oh, okay, alright. Well, that's interesting. Never noticed that before. Alright, come. High Priestess Medela? Some... Can never really remember what her name is. Medela. Alright. Alright, let's continue. Alright. Yeah, we actually gotta be kind of careful fighting Oakstorm, because he can hurt us pretty badly. Excuse me? I literally did not see what hit me. I literally did not see that. It was a one-hit kill, really? Come on, don't need to fight that guy. Maybe I should be fighting Dogmatic more often, but feel like... Okay, you know what? I'll fight Dogmatic once. Question is, like, is there any tell as to where he's jumping, or is it just like random when he there isn't much of a warning. Oh, look, we found something new. Except I don't think... I mean, we found something we hadn't picked up before, but I don't think it's new. Yeah, this I'm definitely not fighting, because It's too obnoxious of a multi-stage fight. Oh, oh, oh. I think I started saying something a while back, but I never finished my thought. I was gonna say was if we find one new item before the 1 hour mark is upon us, then I will extend the session by a little bit. You might be saying, "Hey, isn't that backwards? Like if you haven't found an item, shouldn't you then keep on farming?" And yeah, that is true, but but at the same time, if I've played for a while and oh my god, and nothing really has materialized in the 1 hour that I've played, that also mentally wears you down a little bit. So you kind of need at least a little bit of a pick me up before you then invest extra time into playing. At least that is how I feel. And how long have we been going? 56 minutes. We can go a little bit past an hour. A little bit past an hour is okay. Tell you what we'll do is we will go until I farm up another 25 points. Again, I don't know why it suddenly becomes so fucking slow. Jesus. Something about this game is acting mighty funny. But although reducing the particle effects definitely does feel like it's helped. Another thing we could do is we could go back to the expedition tree, spend more points. Spend more points there. But I don't know how efficacious that would be in terms of like, I could spend points buying mana in the expedition tree. I don't know how much of a benefit we would actually have. This one is definitely my favorite out of all of them, just because I can literally sit here and not even worry. Ooh, a couple of things fell. Neither of them are new. That's okay, that's fine. That's totally fine. Oak Storm. Hey, buddy. Oh, easy. Oh, what? Like, certain attacks of his feel like they have no tell. No tell, and they do a truckload of damage. Here's what I'll do now is give myself another 250 mana. And we'll continue. We'll do, let's say, 5 more. I'll even do one against this boss. There's one particular attack in this phase, like the fists that come from the ceiling and punch down. That attack is pretty annoying. But this fight does not feel like it's an efficient use of time, just because, yeah, see... Yeah, look at how long it's taken. If you can't kill this boss before it goes into that, then you might as well just not be fighting this boss, just because of how long it takes. And it's similar with the boss, you know, the beast, the one with the, you know, in the lava area. This guy, I guess, can fight him a little bit. Destroy the pylons, please. Again, be mindful that he's gonna eventually start jumping around. Oh, you fuck! He jumps. You have no time to react. You have no time to react if he just jumps on you. Because the AoE on that is pretty unforgiving. And yet I'm fighting him again. Oh, this time I was standing too close to the center. He doesn't AoE when he enters the arena. Come on, man. Look at that. 400. Really? He's allowed to... That attack of his is allowed to crit. That's a bunch of nonsense. Tell you what we'll do. We'll continue until I find one more true legendary item of any kind. And whether it's a new one, whether it's one of these ones we already have, we'll just call it good. So Weric's Crown is the most recent one. Yeah, I've learned my lesson. Not fighting this dude. This is just... It takes too long. Man, come on. Just give me a break. Look at the amount of time that I'm spending literally just... even, you know, getting into these fights, let alone slowly whittling the bosses down. Now let's see. Okay, that was nice. I don't think we found any truly legendary items from that one, so we'll just continue. Nah, nah. How long have we gone? It's gonna be more than an hour at this point. Oh yeah, it's an hour, 5 minutes. But since we're only doing one episode a week, I'm okay with going long, as there's some defined endpoint, some clearly defined endpoint, and I think a reasonable end goal is like, let's just find one more true legendary draw. If we're lucky, it'll be a new one. If we're not lucky, then it won't, you know? I just wish we could do this fight over and over again. But sadly, we can't. Well, we got it a couple times in a row. Alright. I'll just catch up on what my friends are up to. Just joking. I don't actually have friends. Just all this time I've been pretending. There's no drop. Maybe one day I'll make a friend, who knows. I wish we could at least, like, not instantly die to that guy's hits. Because then we could at least tank a hit, heal, move somewhere else. And then it'd be like, oh, if he jumps on you twice in a row, then you'd be unlucky. And the other thing is, like, he can jump all the way across the screen, so, like, there's no... I'm sure there's some method to the madness, like some pattern which you can use to avoid getting hit by him when he jumps. I just don't think I'll be able to find it by myself. You'd have to have a pretty... So if you wanted to, like, just test yourself against the bosses to learn their patterns, you'd need to go in at a very low difficulty, but also without killing them too quickly. So I would have to go to a very low difficulty, but somehow also disable my companions, because otherwise on a low difficulty they'll just instantly kill the boss. Whereas on a high difficulty, if I make a single mistake, I just die, right? Which doesn't let you learn, because it's limiting how much of the fight you're even seeing. How much of the movement patterns you're able to see if you're just instantly getting killed at the first thing that does any damage. I'd probably just have to create a whole different character. Like a tanky defensive build that does 0 damage, but is a very defensive and doesn't get hurt that much when you directly get hit by one of these things. Alright, just continue. Alright, this I'm okay with. Are these battles getting shorter, like, at all? Surely they must be, because surely the amount of damage we're doing is going up. Are you serious? I wasn't standing in a safe spot. I could have even healed, but I was on a totally different screen. Alright. That was embarrassing, dude. Jeez. And of course now the game's gonna give me like 10 in a row that aren't the correct one. Okay, we got this one again. So this time, let's make sure we're fully covered by the wall. Alright. %70 of maximum mana is converted into damage, but also 15% mana is drained to create a protective barrier. Well, we found one more true legendary. So this is our third instance of Lucilla's vision that we found. We only found one Templar specific item, which is the hurt blocker. The rest of these are all just general true legendaries. And you know what I'll do is I'll continue until we find one boss that I absolutely don't want to farm. And immediately. Immediately the first one was one that we didn't want to do. I could sell these true legendaries, but there is a thing you can do, which is you can take 5 true legendaries of the same kind and transmute them into another one of the same kind. So if I found, I don't know, 4 more shields, I could transmute it into another shield. Probably start getting rid of some of these others, but I'll wait until more of my inventory is full before doing that. For now, though, I think I'm just gonna call it good. I'll wait until next episode before I spend any more points. I like putting them in, 25 at a time, because it feels like you're getting a bit of a noticeable boost every time that happens. But yeah, I think that is going to be all for this one. We farmed true legendaries. How many did we get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We played for about an hour and we got 8. If we were quicker at killing these bosses, we'd also be quicker at getting these items. But you know what? That's just a limitation of our build, that we're just not very good at doing things. We disabled pickups for regular legendaries because we don't really need any of them for the codex entries. Same for unique items. We were on the lookout for any runes that dropped, but I don't think any runes did drop. And in any event, I'm kind of over the whole rune thing. I just want to find the rest of these Templar items and be done with, But it might be a few episodes before that happens. Yeah, next episode, we are going to be doing more of this. And it's just going to be, listen, we all knew what we were in for when we either started playing this game or started watching a playthrough of this game. We all know action ARPGs, especially Diablo-style ones. Especially if you're farming for specific things that are rare drops, and that's the only thing left for you to do. We all knew that you'd get to a point where it's just repetitively running the same bosses over and over again, hoping to get the drops that you want, right? So that's just how this is gonna be. I'll try to make it interesting if I can think of things to talk about that are like related to action RPGs in general, or maybe gaming in general. I'll maybe talk about some of my old fond memories from various action RPGs, or some news that just dropped from Blizzard, or the Path of Exile people. We'll see. We will. Oh God, I knocked my earphones out. Yeah, we will try our best to make this work. For now, though. Wait, when did you get this? Hang on. Let me just drop this off in my stash. Yeah. For now, though, we are going to call it good for this episode, and we will be back at this next week. But for now, it's time for me to say thank you so much for watching. Hope you had a good time. Hope you'll join me next week as well. And until then, take care.